from Hollywood. The Jack Benny Program. With Jack's special guest, Raymond Burr.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our show. Now, before we go on with the program, I have a rather unusual anecdote I'd like to convey to you. I feel it has various humorous overtones which you will appreciate.
Wait, hold it, Raymond, hold it. Just 1 second. Please, hold it. Raymond, I didn't mean to stop you, but I think we ought to let the audience know what we're doing here. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I asked Raymond Burr to be a guest on my show. And he told me that for years he's wanted to be a comedian. You see, that he has done dramatic shows for such a long time that just for a change, he'd like to get some laughs. So I said, all right, Ray, if you come on my show, you can be the comedian, you can tell the jokes, you can get the laughs. You see?
Laugh? So far, I can't even get a word in.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, but I did have to explain it to them, you see. Oh, and I have a little suggestion. You see, your entrance for a comedian, your entrance was much too formal. See, too stiff. You see, Ray, if you're going to be a comedian, you must let them know that as soon as you walk out.
What do you mean?
Well, you can't walk out so serious. Like, for instance, I walk out like a comedian. I'll show you what I mean. So, could I have my introduction, please? Just one thing. Now, I don't always do that skip. You see what I mean? That just in case I sense a tough audience.
I think I get your point, Jack. You want me to make an entrance to prepare the audience for the lighter type of entertainment.
Yes, if you want to be a comedian. Now go out and try it. You just try it yourself. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to present television's newest comedian, Raymond Burr.
I'm not through yet. Is that what you had in mind?
What'd you say?
Is that what you had in mind?
Well, let me put it this way. After that entrance, they won't expect the Gettysburg Address. Now, Raymond, now, go ahead on now. Now, tell the joke that you were going to tell.
Oh, the story, yes.
That's right.
Well, it seems there was a Frenchman who was having dinner in an Italian restaurant. And Frenchman noticed a fly in his soup. So he called the waiter over and he said, "Waiter, what is this fly doing in my soup?" And the Italian waiter said...
Wait a minute, Wait a minute, Ray.
What's the matter now?
Well, look, if you're going to tell a joke, I didn't mean to interfere before the punchline, you see. But if you're going to tell a joke about a Frenchman and an Italian, tell it the way a Frenchman and an Italian would do it. So go ahead.
All right, Jack. Well... It seems there was a Frenchman who was having dinner in this Italian restaurant. He noticed there was a fly in his soup. So he called the waiter over and said, "Garçon, que fait cette mouche dans mon potage?" And the Italian waiter replied, Mi sembra che lui nuota indietro. You're not laughing, Jack. Didn't you get the joke?
What's that?
I said you're not laughing. Didn't you get the joke?
No, but I'll bet it's killing him at the United Nations. What I meant was, tell the joke in an accent, not in a foreign language, for heaven's sakes.
Let's forget the joke and the monologue, Jack, and let's get on with the show. What's next?
Well, here, if you're going to be the star, the comedian, here's where you introduce Dennis Day. You see, but I'm warning you, right now, this kid is the most stupid kid you've ever seen in your life. He does the silly, he'll drive you nuts.
Dennis will?
Yeah. Look, in 25 years, he hasn't said one intelligent thing. Really.
Well, thanks for warning me.
Go ahead, you introduce it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce one of the most popular personalities in television, Mr. Dennis Day.
Hello, Mr. Burr.
Hello, Dennis.
You know, while I was waiting in the wings, I heard you speaking French, and I must say, je suis surprise. Je ne sais pas vous parler le langage.
Parlez-vous français?
Oh, mais oui, je étudiais français à l'école, et je pense qu'il est un beau langage.
Oh, je suis d'accord. Il est charmant, l'anglais. Un langage très beau.
Oh, certainement. And you know, incidentally, Mr. Burr, I thought that story you told was very funny. You know, where the Italian waiter said, mi sembra che lui nuota indietro.
He speaks Italian, too.
I know he speaks Italian, French. That's wonderful, yeah.
Only, you know, when I first heard that story, it was a German who saw the fly in a soup, and he said, Dumm Kopf, was ist los mit uns? Soll Spauze gegen den Hund ausschwitzen von der Fliege und das Soup gestürzt wird? And it was a Japanese waiter who said, oh, gomen kudasai, arigato gozaimasu, soishimata yukuru.
Not only French and Italian, he speaks Japanese and German.
Yankel, was bitte gehört, Schmende?
Jack, that's all I ever hear you say. Cut that out. Cut that out. It sounds so stupid.
In 25 years, he's never said one intelligent thing.
Dennis, get off the stage and get ready for the sketch we're going to do.
Okay, okay. As they say in Outer Mongolia, mój towarzysz, niczego nie понимаешь по-русски.
All right.
Kennedy?
Now, I want to hear the end of that wonderful joke you were telling.
Oh, no, let's forget the joke, Jack. You know, I'm beginning to think my idea was a big mistake. I'm not cut out to be a comedian. I better stick to legitimate drama.
No, wait a minute, Ray. Don't give up so easily. You know, I don't know whether you're aware of this or not. You know, comedy and drama are very closely related.
Well, to a certain extent.
No, more than that. I can take any dramatic scene that anyone plays, and just by changing a word here and there, can make it into a comedy. Now, for instance, what would you say was the greatest dramatic scene that you have ever done in pictures? Now, I'll show you what I can do with it.
Oh, let's see. Well, I once did a picture about the United States Air Force during a crucial period in World War II while we were going over Germany on nightly bomb raids. The scene I have in mind took place in a briefing room of the 71st Bombing Squadron at a field on the outskirts of London.
Major Morrison.
Yes?
General Sneed is here.
Attention!
At ease. Gentlemen, after 374 missions of flying, you've hung up an enviable record. Yes, you can really be proud of being part of this magnificent outfit. the 71st Bomber Squadron. Now, intelligence tells us that we have the enemy on the run, and headquarters feels that now is the time for us to hit him with everything.
Excuse me, sir. Yes?
Williams and Daly have just returned from their special mission.
Good. Well, those men have had a bad time of it. I want you to give them 3 days in London.
Just a minute, Major. We need every available pilot we can get our hands on.
But, sir...
Send them in.
Sir, Williams and
Send
Daly...
them in, I say.
Yes, sir. Send Williams and Daly in.
Now, gentlemen, as I was saying, we have the enemy on the run. And headquarters feels that we should hit him now with everything we've got. So pay close attention. 71st Bomber Squadron will fly in low over the Rhine River and will knock out the ammunition dump at Hamburg. Then, when they expect us to go to Berlin, we're going to double back and hit our real objectives. The railroad stations at Düsseldorf, Stuttgart, and Mainz. Major Larson, I want your men on the line at 0800.
Yes, sir.
Now, before we leave, are there any questions?
No question, sir, but I don't think Williams should fly. He's wounded.
That looks pretty bad, Williams.
It's just a flak wound, sir. Some shrapnel hit the ship when I was flying at 2,500 feet.
Why were you flying so low?
Was carrying a double bomb load.
Oh, I see. Well, that extra 2,000 pounds would make the difference.
Excuse me, sir. Yes. Oh, he's talking now? Thanks. Gentlemen, perhaps this will serve as an inspiration for us in our battle against the enemy.
We will fight them in the valleys. We will fight them in the fields. We will fight them in the hills. We will never give in. And when the history of the war is written, they will say, this was England's finest hour.
Gentlemen, I guess there's nothing that I can add to that. You have 3 minutes to get to your battle stations. Good luck.
General, what you have just done is your own responsibility. I want no part of it.
What are you talking about, Major?
I couldn't say anything in front of the men. They've been on mission after mission without any rest. You don't realize what they're going through.
I don't realize what they're going through. Perhaps you forget that I was a pilot, too, in the First World War. We didn't have these fancy planes and this fancy equipment. We flew old crates that were held together with baling wire. And we flew alone. You were your own rear gunner with a pistol in your hand.
I'm not talking about machines. I'm talking about men. You know what these are? These are McHenry's clothes. I'm the one who's going to have to write his parents and tell them that their son isn't coming back.
Major, get a hold of yourself. You're cracking up.
Why wouldn't I crack up seeing those men out there? My men. My men that you're sending up time after time, day after day, just to make a record for you, a record you wear in your chest. Well, you go ahead and keep your decorations. I don't want mine. I'm ashamed to wear them. Salerno, Sicily, Anzio.
Major, calm yourself.
Calm myself. We're human beings. We're not machines. Now, those are my men out there. All of them. And look at McHenry. All the others. Gone. Gone.
Fly with the U.S. Air Force. Man your planes, give them the gun. Spread your wings, free as a golden eagle. Flying high into the sun. Flying high, fly with the U.S. Air Force. Man your planes, give them the gun.
A very stirring scene. But now, as I told you before, I can take this same dramatic scene to show you how closely related drama and comedy is. I can take this same scene, and by just changing a word here and there, make it into a comedy. Now, the only difference, the locale will be, instead of in England, it will be in a base in California. And it opens exactly the way your scene opens.
Major Larson,
Yes.
General Sneed is here.
Oh, thank you. Attention.
Hey. Men, after 375 missions of flying, you have hung up an enviable record. You should be proud to be a part of this magnificent outfit, the 71st Crop Dusting Squadron. Now, as you know, we have the men on the run. We have our enemy on. But headquarters wants us to hit them right now with everything we've got.
Excuse me, General. Yes?
Williams and Daly have just returned from their special mission.
Good. Now, those men have had it pretty bad. They're due for some fun. I want you to give them 3 days in Pasadena. Did you hear that?
Just a minute, Major.
But, sir.
We have to have every pilot available.
But, sir.
Send them in.
Sir, these men have been flying.
Send them in, I say.
Yes, sir. Send Williams and Daly in.
Yes, sir.
Now, men. As I said before, we have the enemy on the run. But right now, we have to hit them with everything we've got. So pay attention. Now, right here, we will fly low over the Los Angeles River. Then we'll head north, knocking out the boll weevils at Bakersfield. Then, when they think we're going to get the sow bugs in Sacramento, see, we will drop down and hit our main targets, the aphids, at Anaheim, Azusa, and Cucamonga. Major, I want your men on the line at 2:30. It's exactly 2 o'clock. We'll synchronize our watches.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
8:30. Oh.
Major, you have a wounded man here.
Williams, how come you're not having that treated?
Oh, that's nothing, sir.
What do you mean, nothing? You're bleeding.
No, that isn't blood. I was just flying too low and I hit a tomato patch.
A tomato patch? At what altitude were you flying?
12 feet, sir.
Why were you flying so low?
After he eats his lunch, he's lucky if he can get his plane off the ground.
Yes, I imagine that 40 pounds of salami would have something to do with it. Now, men, you must realize that we are in a never-ending battle. When the caterpillars are finished, the boll weevils come. When the boll weevils are gone, the aphids are here. We've got to work day and night to keep this country...
Excuse me, General. Yes? Oh, he's talking now? Thanks. Gentlemen, I'm sure this will serve as an inspiration for us in our great struggle against these insects.
We will fight them in the valley. We will fight them in the fields. We will fight them in the hills. We will never give in. When the history of this war is recorded, they will say, this was DDT's finest hour.
Pilots of the 71st Crop Dusting Squadron report to their planes immediately.
Men, on your way to the planes, you may pick up your paychecks.
Never have so many done so much for so little.
The responsibility for what you have just done is on your own shoulders. I want no part of it.
What are you talking about?
I couldn't say anything in front of the men. They've been on mission after mission without rest. You don't realize what these men are going through.
I don't realize what they're going through. You forget, Major, that I, too, was a pilot. But we didn't have any of these modern equipment. Spray DDT. We used to have to go in flying low, dragging strips of flypaper. And our tail gunner was an anteater.
I am not talking about animals. I'm talking about men. And you're pushing my men to the limit. You're rushing them out on mission after mission. You know what these are? These are McHenry's clothes.
McHenry, what happened to him?
Nothing. He took off so fast he forgot to get dressed. And let me tell you something. It's all your fault. The responsibility is on your shoulders. You're inhuman. You've got a flit gun for a heart.
Major, take hold of yourself. You're cracking up.
Around here, you don't crack up, you go buggy.
Major, control yourself.
Let me tell you something. I am sick and tired of sending my men out time after time just so you can be a big man with the Farm Bureau.
Major, control yourself.
You and all your decorations. Stockton, Anaheim,
Major,
Bakersfield,
control yourself.
Cucamonga.
We'll be back in just a minute, but first.
Good night, folks. I'll be seeing you soon.